quiet.
Welcome to the Powertrip podcast. We're your hosts,
Charmaine.
Welcome to Thursday evening chat.
You're now tuned in to our Thursday evening chat. Welcome to all our new guests and welcome back to all our OGs. So for all of you who don't know, every Thursday evening we get together to discuss controversial topics surrounding family, relationships, and community. We have three main goals. Our first goal is to strengthen communication skills within our community. Our second goal is to expand our perspective so that we can all gain a greater understanding. And our third and most important goal is to build exceptional families that will continue to uplift the world around us. So with that being said, welcome. And today we have a lovely surprise for you guys. We have special guests. One second.
Keep talking.
We have special guests that are going to join us. Well, I was going to say their names, but you can't add them yet.
Go ahead and talk. Say what you're saying.
We have special guests, my bestie, Satara, and her lovely partner, Keeland. We can't see you guys. Oh, it was loading. Okay. All right. So, hey, Boo Biz.
What's up, Janae?
Hey, Aunt Chi-Chi.
And Aunt Chi-Chi.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Satara. Hey, Keeland.
What's up, Satara?
What's up, say?
What up?
Nothing much. Thank you guys for joining us. And especially you, Keelan. I know it's pretty late for you over there. And I know you got work. So thank you for hanging with us tonight and joining us. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And now I don't have to dislike you.
She's serious, though.
All right. So anyway, we're going to just jump into the conversation. So tonight we're talking about getting hit on while you're in a relationship. And we're going to let Satara and Keelan take the floor with just a little story time of an example. And we want to just discuss like what's appropriate to react when you're getting hit on. Oh, okay. Hold on. My microphone is staticky. Oh, it's us. Mic check. Hold on, guys. Oh, I can even hear Satara.
It sounds good on this end.
Oh, you guys? It sounds good to you guys?
I wasn't talking loud. I was just like talking to him.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Don't sound staticky to you guys. Let's try.
How's this?
It was good the first time.
It was better the first one?
You don't sound staticky to us.
Okay.
Okay.
For anybody else in the chat who can hear us, do we sound staticky or are we okay? Well, they didn't say you guys sound staticky, so we'll let you guys tell the story.
Okay. So, one lovely night. No. Okay, so we went to a bar to just get wings. So I went inside by myself to get the wings. I went in, walked straight to the bar, and asked the bartender for my food. After like pretty much immediately, some guy came and he was like, "Hey, beautiful, what's your name?" So I said, "My name is Satara." because I'm not okay. I'm just gonna go on with the story. So I said, "My name is Satara." So he was like, he's like, "Is this your first time here?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm just ordering food or whatever." He's like, "Okay, yeah, the food is really good here." So then I go over to the bartender and I was like, "How long is it going to take for my food to be ready?" She said like 15 minutes. So I said, "Okay, I'm going to wait outside." And that was the end of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So I go and I tell the story to Keelan, and also my friend Michelle's boyfriend overheard it as well. And they both said that it was an issue that I told the guy my name.
Okay.
According to them, I should have did what?
She walked away, ignored him, because he started with "Hey beautiful." Like once someone started with "Hey beautiful," he obviously trying to hit on you. Clearly.
But it takes two people to like engage in a hit on
flirtatious little.
Yeah. So it's like I'm not gonna just be like, if somebody be like, "Hey beautiful," because somebody can randomly just come to me and be like, "Oh, you're beautiful," and then it can be the end of it. They're just voicing that they think I look beautiful. But
no lies told. You're beautiful.
So it's not my fault. So for me to look at him, he's like, for me to be like, oh, if somebody comes up to me and be like, "Hey beautiful, you know, what's your name?" For me to be like, "Don't talk to me," or just completely ignore them, I just feel like that's rude. And it's not really necessary, because on my end, I'm not continuing to engage. I'm just
being cordial.
Just not being rude.
Why does somebody know your name though?
Okay, so Keelan, is that so? So what is from your perspective, what was the problem with how Satara handled it?
The problem was ongoing the conversation. Telling her name, telling her, "Nah, this is my first time here," and all that stuff. Like the conversation should have been cut short.
Okay.
I feel like it was short.
Right, that is a short combo. But you feel like she engaged, which could have gave him the idea that she was interested?
I wouldn't say that, but looking from his perspective, he could have thought that.
That's what I'm saying. So you, like, from the guy's perspective, you could have thought because she responded back, he could have assumed she didn't have a problem with the conversation and she possibly would have been interested.
Right.
Okay. So Aunt Chi-Chi says, I agree. It's dangerous she agrees with you, Star. It's dangerous for a woman to be just outright rude in that instance, because men have egos. We all have egos, but some men, you know, when a woman turns them down, they get attitudes. So we'll say our opinions. You go first. Oh, let me read this real quick. Gigi also says, it was short. She was right to engage a little bit. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so as far as what I think, I agree with Keelan. He don't need to know your name. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I guess I could understand why someone would start a conversation like that.
Right.
But I'm not about to tell you my name. You don't need to know my name right now.
So should she have given a fake name, or just said, I don't give out my name, or not interested?
You can just say, I really don't think you need to know my name right now.
But it's so, okay, what's the harm in knowing your name?
Why you need to know my name?
They think that he can look you up.
Social media.
By the first name?
Yeah.
You know how many Sataras are in this world? And first of all, if I said, oh, it's your name,
I don't think it's that many.
Go on Facebook.
I'm pretty sure if I
go on Facebook and look up Satara. I know two. Well, one went to our high school. I mean, she spelled her name a little different. But I know my Satara and I know that other girl. And I know there's a lot of other Sataras. So unless they can do some true digging, took a picture of her, and put it on Google. You know how they do catfish, where they matching up the pictures.
We would know what Satara we looking for.
No, it comes up for you because she's your friend.
No, I'm saying out of all the other Sataras that's here,
she might not come up. Her privacy settings may be on point. Okay. But okay, so all
for you because we have mutual friends.
That's what I'm saying, and you guys are friends on Facebook.
But other than that, it's a whole bunch of Indian people.
Yeah, because it's the Indian name.
That's what I'm saying. So if I live in New York, right, and you walking down the street, it don't matter. Like if I probably type your name in, being that I got a little bit of friends around here in New York, you're going to come up because.
And if you find her on Facebook, she doesn't have to add you. She can block you. So I think, okay, my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
So I would also be cordial because I'm just a friendly, nice person. But as Satara will tell you, when I know people are trying to talk to me, I'm like, I got a man.
Yes.
I am quick to, like, if I know they're trying to take it that far. But in the conversation like she had, hey Siege.
What's good, CJ?
In a conversation like she had, okay, he said, hey beautiful. So I'm like, all right, here he go. But I mean, did he lie?
And that's what I thought too.
Right. But it's like, even a woman could say, oh, hey, you're so beautiful. They can give a compliment. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. When it's a guy, they usually say that because they're trying to be flirtatious and obviously they're trying to get with you. But he didn't ask for her number. He didn't, try to pursue anymore. And also her energy from when she told me the story initially wasn't giving the vibe that I'm super interested. Okay. She went in. She was just trying to get her food. He was trying to. He kept trying. Oh, have you been here? No, sir. It's my first time. She wasn't like, oh no, it's my first time. Yes. What do you recommend? Like she wasn't trying.
Good here. Oh my god.
Right. She wasn't trying. So I could see if it kept going and he kept being persistent. Huh?
So.
Nah, you can keep going.
Oh yeah, like I can see if he kept going and was trying to be persistent, but because it ended there, he didn't follow her out to the car, or go anything extra. I think that was like a safe play. And I do agree with Aunt Chi-Chi that, like I remember there was a time you told me some guy tried to talk to you at a gas station. This was before your time, Keelan. And you told him you were interested, and he said something rude to you. And it was just like, oh, I think were we together at the gas station? Or you might have told me the story.
I don't know, but that's happened multiple times. Like a guy will try to talk to you, and you be like, "Don't talk to me" or whatever, and then they call you out your name, or they like, "You ain't that cute anyway," and all this other stuff.
Like, I was cute enough for you to talk to me in the first place.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Okay, so you're aware that the conversation, though, when it's initiated, that is flirting, right?
Potentially. I think I guess the flirtation, but okay. So I think there's a fine line too, because we're in a day and age where people are real sensitive, and especially like a lot of women are like, oh, I don't want you holding the door for me, or you just calling me beautiful or stuff. Like they take it as the extreme versus someone just being polite and just saying a compliment or being chivalrous. So I think there's a fine line between like assuming someone's just trying to get with you.
Right, but you know the vibes though.
You know the vibes,
but
yes.
Since it was in a club, I feel like he probably was trying to talk to me, but that's why I was like, I asked the bartender, how long is my food going to take? And I'm going to wait outside.
Right, and she waited for the food outside.
But you already was aware, like, when he came to you and said, hey, beautiful, that already initiated, all right, man, here he go, about to try to flirt with me, right? I want to ask you, right? Mm-hmm. Is it okay for me to continue a conversation that I know is initiated on a flirting stance?
So if a woman came up to you and was like, oh, hey, handsome, how you doing?
And I'm replying, and I'm not saying nothing. What's your name? Saquon. I'm just replying. It's okay?
You could say,
and she keep going, and I'm just replying all neutral. Is it okay?
Okay. Hold on. So you could reply and say, Saquon or whatever. And then she asks, is your first time here? Yeah, I'm just getting my wife and I some wings. That is totally acceptable. That right there. Because that's what I do. Like if I know someone's pushing, I just throw in my oh yeah, my husband and I X, Y, and Z. Like remember, I was on the phone with Sprint. My mom was on the line too, and the guy, he was like, I was like, yeah, that's my mom, Gladys. He's like, oh, but what's your name? And I was like, oh, it's Charmaine. And then he just kept conversation with me. Guess I have a nice phone voice. But as he kept going, like he asked, like, where did we live or whatever, and then I was like, yeah, Arizona. But my husband and I are from New York, so like I'll throw it in there so that they know. Like some guys don't care, but I'm gonna let you know that I know. I'm in a relationship and I'm not trying to have it go any extra, any further. So I think if you do that,
that's a good idea. Because
take notes, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, because when he said,
is this your first time?
No, the food, or yeah, is this your first time here? I could have probably like,
yeah, I'm getting food for my boyfriend.
Yeah,
He's
this
outside.
is my
Oh, he outside waiting.
Yeah, and if I don't come back in 2 minutes with food, then he coming inside.
Right. So I guess you could, like, yeah. And if she would have said that, though, would you have still felt the same way about her saying her name or even, like, not ignoring him?
Nah, if she would have acknowledged the fact that I'm around, at least, then so be it. Then that's him that's being disrespectful, knowing that I'm in the picture and you still.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right. I agree.
You agree? Oh, please. Okay.
I do though.
So, but I do think that's a good thing for men and women to do because, people are out here trying to be slick and trying to just act cool about it and stuff. And I do agree with Sarah, though, that it's really up to you as a person, her as a person, Keelan as a person, me as a person on how far we allow things to go.
Correct.
And if you know your intention, and also if I trust you, and know your intention isn't to be out there being flirtatious and entertaining, these little heffalumps, then it wouldn't make me as, I wouldn't be as mad or feeling offended like you were just out there flirting.
Right.
Now, so what do you guys think about when, if you're out at a bar or a club and a guy offers to buy you a drink and you're in a relationship?
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it and share it, and then I'm gonna take it. Wait. Okay. First, are we at the bar together, or am I at the bar like with my girlfriends?
You with your girls.
Okay. Yeah. Say if you're with your girls. She gonna take it.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna take it, but that doesn't mean anything.
What to you? What do you guys think in the comments with this one?
Yeah.
If you're in a relationship and either you could say girl or guy offers to buy you a drink.
Yeah, if a girl
should you accept it?
What? No.
Be honest. If a girl bought you a drink, you're with your guys, and the bartender comes over to you and says, "Oh, here's a drink. It's from the girl over there," and she like, you take it.
I don't know. I plead the fifth.
I would.
That means you would.
I would literally like if that happened to me, and I'm like, oh, that's for me. I would be like, I would type my homie and be like, yo, you can have that drink. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay,
you can have that.
But you ain't sending it back.
I might not send it back, but yo, you can have that, bro. Some girl over there sent that.
Okay. Chi said, not appropriate to accept a drink in her opinion. Thank you, but no thanks. I agree. Only because...
You're going to send it back?
I'm not going to say nothing. Well, I'm not a big drinker anyway. So I'm going to say no thank, or I'll give it to you. Obviously, you want it. But for me, because I know, like, out of respect for Saquon, I know he wouldn't like that. Because... Okay, tell me, is this
just because me? And not, okay.
Well, no. Not just because of you, but that would be one of the first things that come to my mind because of the situation that happened. So,
okay.
And this one, I think he was being very dramatic. So, we all, like, my friends and I all went out to eat, and my friend's boyfriend or ex-boyfriend at the time paid for everybody at the table. And I'm not about to say, sir, don't wait, not my check.
No, but the difference is knowing the person and knowing the ego. And you're right. I think me also at the time, like, I wasn't accepting his ego. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Because some people just push their ego around. Mm-hmm. You get, and I didn't like that as much. Now I still don't like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he paid for the whole trip. It's not like he just said, "Oh, I don't want you to be I'm gonna just pay for her and her."
Right. But I think it's the same way how I don't even want a man thinking about my girl. I don't want my girl to be part of your ego trip. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm good off that.
No, I don't think
like I said.
So if you were there too and he paid for the whole table, you're gonna be like, "No, I got me and my lady."
You're gonna be like, he would do that.
I probably would. Yeah,
he would do that.
Because if the waitress was coming around and saying, "Oh, how many checks?" I'd be like, "Me and her." Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
but there was also like a situation where, you know, like people just be taking the check without telling people, and then you're looking for the check and it's paid for. I'm not going back and saying, like
I said, and that's an old situation.
No.
That's an old situation. I don't think I would necessarily feel the same about that.
Right. Now you wouldn't. Back then. Yeah. Hi, Aunt Tanya.
Hey, Tanya.
So she says, sorry, these days I don't accept drinks from anyone. I don't want you getting no ideas.
Right. Once you accept a drink, that's kind of like the welcome. Hey, talk to me some more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Send me another one.
So, Keelan, you agree that if you accept a drink?
1,000%.
But I also think, I think that if you're alone if you're alone, or if it's just like you and one other person, and somebody sends you a drink, it's like more of a chance that he will come up to you. But if it's like a group of girls, I don't see a guy coming up to a bunch of girls trying to talk to you like that.
Why not?
Because they're gonna most likely get rejected, and then that's even more embarrassing because there's a bunch of girls. With like
they can really show out with an attitude and be disrespecting the whole thing.
I feel like if I'm with a group of say 4 girls and a guy comes up to me like, "Oh, you know, I bought you that drink," I'm gonna be like, "Thank you," and that's it. Like, bye. I'm not gonna be like, "Oh yeah, come sit with us" or anything else. Like, it's just.
I mean,
if they bought you a drink, I feel like you can cut it off at that. You don't have to like.
But why are you accepting the drink?
But if I
because they already gave it to us. They already brought it. It's already
because it's paid for. Don't want it to go to waste.
It's gonna be thrown out, you know.
Yeah, you could expect him to come over there though.
Yeah,
no matter how many people it is.
So I think if a guy does something, usually it's for a reason. He didn't buy you the drink just because he's buying the whole, bar a drink. He bought you to come to him. He bought you a drink because he thought you were a little hotty toddy, and he wants to shoot his shot. So, with that being said, now he feels like, okay, she accepted this. So it's kind of like a guy sending you flowers. If you accept the flowers, in his mind, it's like, I'm one step closer, Now, let's say he approaches you and he's like, "Oh yeah, I bought you the drink. How you doing?" And you're like,
then you can be like, "I have a boyfriend.
I'm done. I have a boyfriend." He's like, "Oh, so you one of them girls, huh?"
Just take my drink.
You're one of those guys to send a random girl a drink that you don't know, like.
Yeah, let's see. Chichi says, so you see it as a compliment or harmless gesture if you're in a group, Satara. She's like, I can see that.
Yeah, basically. Because I feel like if I was by myself, I think that they are trying to basically warm me up to come talk to me. But maybe they're just like, oh, look at her, she's pretty over there. Send her a drink. Put it on my tab. It could be meaning. It could not be that serious, but it also could be they're trying to talk to you. You don't know what people are thinking.
My mom says, "Hey, Satara and your boo."
Hey.
But why would somebody go out of their way? Like, unless someone is like, sorry, hon. Unless someone is like really just like someone who just be spending money, just. Like buying people drinks like that. Like, why would they just? I guess for me, I can't fathom the mindset of let me buy her a drink just because she's pretty.
I mean, I personally, that has never happened to me. Like, the only time someone has bought me a drink is if I was like at like in the club scene, like at a party or something. And they're like, oh, can I, like, my drink is low, or I don't have a drink in my, and they're like, oh, let me get you a drink. And at that point, you know, they're trying to get you a drink because they want you to continue to get drunk so that they can maybe have a chance with you later. Like, so that makes sense. That's more so, like, if in that situation, I'm going to be like, no, thanks. Like, I'm going to say no. But if I'm with him, I'm going to take it and I'm going to share it with him. Like, or I'm going to give it to him.
Would you find that, okay, so men in the room, would you guys find that disrespectful if you're with, like, if someone sees you together and then they buy your girl a drink?
Because I don't see somebody buying me a drink if they like see me with them. So like, say like we're together, but like maybe he's like with his friends and like I'm with mine and we're together somewhat, but not like the whole time. And a guy's like, oh, can I buy you a drink? I get my drink. I drink some of it. I go over to him. You want some? He drinking some of it. We dancing. We partying. Like.
But would you tell him it was a drink bought by somebody else?
Yeah.
Okay. And so, Keelan, you'd be sipping on that drink?
So no, I wouldn't do that.
I was about to say, Keelan gonna be on the straw. What? Thanks, bro. No,
like, no. I feel like that's disrespect to buy my girl a drink and I'm with her. Like, what?
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
He knows. I don't think, like, if you guys are in the club together, even if you're with your girls for a little bit, he's with his guys, you come back together. And guys be watching.
People know and people punks. Like, I remember a time we was out, right? And we was together. I think I went to the bathroom, right? Did I go to the bathroom? We was at, what's the spot on Mill? I forget the name of it off the top.
So what happened?
So, Fat Tuesdays. I think that's what it was called, right?
I don't know.
And I think I went to the bathroom, and it was some guys. It was a whole group of them though, and they was kind of like just chilling, like lame or whatever. And
like lame
for real, they were just standing around with each other. But when I went to the bathroom, I think one of them came to try to talk to you or something like that. But by the time I came out, they were gone, and you filled me in on what had happened.
Now that's disrespectful because they were watching. They were watching. It's like they were watching and plotting. Like, oh, let me. Oh,
he stepped away. We were. I think I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, we was at Fat Tuesdays or something like that. I think.
Yeah, we just went out together.
Yeah, we just.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, and then someone tried to talk to me, and I shut him down.
Yeah, but it was like. She know me because I was like, yo, because if you point them out, then I'm kind of going to have more of an issue. But it was a good group of them, so it was just like, all right, I'm not about to make an issue with everybody. But if I would have known the exact one, I probably would have. But it is disrespectful, and it kind of got me hot.
Yeah, it did. Hey, Dame.
What's up, Dame?
Glad you made it.
Dame said, I buy a girl a drink, and she go and share it with a guy. I'm snatching my drink back. I saw this in real life, and the dude didn't know that they were together, and she took the drink.
Oh, so I guess it does happen where they don't know you're together.
Yeah. It's happened.
Hey, Anne.
What's up, Anne?
How's the time?
It's happened to me. That's why I was saying that.
Oh, okay. Real life experience.
Yeah.
Oh, oops. No, Mom, you didn't miss the video yet. We're going to do that after Satar and Keelan's.
Now, when he got through, all right, man, you're reaching out.
Now you're getting real disrespectful.
Oh, my God. She said, what about dancing with others while you're out?
Oh, absolutely not.
Nah.
That's a no.
No.
That's not even the question.
That's a no. Because if I see a girl, I had got mad because we was somewhere and this girl walked past him, but like she walked past him like this way, like she was facing him. And she walked in between us because we was like facing each other, and she walked in between us, and he was like, "Oh, it's not that big of a deal." I'm like, "Are you kidding? She could have went behind you or behind me."
I would have cut her right off. Sweetie.
Yeah, I don't play that type of stuff.
Go around, boo boo.
Backtracker.
Oh yeah, no, Mr.
Yeah, so
Marie,
dancing
that's a
is
no go.
Yeah.
Dave said, "What? We can't dance? Yeah,
No.
you can dance with me, or you can dance by
Even
yourself.
if I'm not there, don't be dancing with girls.
Exactly.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah. So yeah,
I'm
that's
not,
a no.
nah.
Yeah.
Nah. And I'm not
If
gonna
y'all
do it
agree
because
with
I don't
that.
want you to do it. Pretty
Right.
much.
He said, "Whoa." Go ahead.
So if I'm with my lady, by the way, ladies, I'm single. She can't respectfully dance with a gentleman.
How do you respectfully dance with if he's with his lady?
Oh, okay.
She can't
stand up, Buns. Stand up. This how you
Yeah,
respectfully
give us a
dance.
little demo.
No, come on, let that.
No, you be seeing it on TV.
Out.
You be seeing it on TV, right?
Mm-hmm.
They be dancing like this, just in front of each other.
That's too much.
No.
That's not respectful?
That's respectful because you ain't touching, but you ain't respectfully dancing with mine. Respectfully see yourself to somebody else who's single.
The other side.
Okay.
Yeah, no dancing.
I feel like
Yeah,
if you're
yeah,
out with your lady or your man, dance with them. Like, why would you want to dance with anybody else?
That's what I'm thinking too. Why? What's the point? What's the point?
And it's also like our culture, like our type of dancing,
Anna said, "What if it's Spanish music not too close?"
The most you can do is line dancing. If y'all standing next to each other in a line dance, y'all can do the electric slide next to each other, be like this, and like that, and that's it.
So if you have to do anything with touch, it's a no.
Yes, don't be facing
I'm there, unless it's like, okay, the only way I could see it being okay is if you were like a professional dancer, I wasn't, and y'all had a little choreographed little 1-2 step that y'all were doing. That's about it. But even like, like I said, like, no, we're not doing all that. Let's see, mommy. I was at a formal event years ago with Poppy, and this single woman came up to me and said, "Watch your husband. We are cougars here." Long story short, Poppy and I never went to those formals again.
What?
Yeah, see, she was just too bold. And
too bold.
Yeah, you better watch yourself before I trip you. Let's see. What if your significant other can't dance? You make the best of it. Like, if you guys are going out, like, what's the point of going out together? Saquon's not a dancer. He'll dance if he's
drinking.
Dance, I just say you're not. Yeah, you're not a dancer. But he'll, like I was about to say, you'll drink like if you have a few things in your system.
Right.
But I'm still gonna dance with him, or I can dance by myself, or with my girls. Like, I don't need to dance with another guy. Like, I don't. When I go to the club, I'm not going to socialize with other men. I'm going to have a good time with my girls. So I just feel like, I don't know. What do you guys think?
What do you think? If your significant other can't dance, then don't dance.
Shouldn't be no dancing, period. I don't care if you know how to dance or not.
Yeah, why y'all in the club? If you can't dance, like,
and what you mean you can't dance? Like, everybody can just step.
Just
do something.
It's a little bouncer.
But you catch the people that can't dance, but sometimes they dance still.
And that's okay. Even if your partner can't dance, like, you're with them. So you kind of guide them, still make it enjoyable, have fun. Like, you guys are there together. So why wouldn't you have fun with the person you came with?
Yeah.
You're going to be like, oh, I'm going to go with someone who can dance. I'll see you in a second. Yeah, no.
I've seen some of these black guys dance with some of these white girls that be all types of offbeat and everything.
They be having fun now.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They still just do whatever. They just go with the flow.
Yeah. Anna Marie says, it's just for fun. We coming home to each other. Well,
y'all come home to each other, but I don't want you
coming home with an argument because I'm mad that you was dancing with somebody else when I was just right there what am I supposed to be doing, or what is he supposed to be doing when the other person's dancing with
someone
just watch
else?
you?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you did that, babe. Like, no. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think every relationship has their boundaries. And this is like, a big theme of our podcast is communication. So that's where knowing each other's boundaries, knowing what's respectful in your relationship is going to work for you. Because some people are cool with that.
Yeah, some people feel like it's just dancing.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially like, because I feel like I remember like if you go to like Jamaican parties, the way they dance is like out of control in my mind. But to them, it's like
that's the norm.
Yeah, we're just dancing. It's nothing. But it looks like extreme to me. Like I would not want the person I'm with dancing like that with.
Right.
I think it's crazy though, because the dancing is actually reflecting text though.
I mean, yeah, but that is so common. Like even
that's how they dance.
Children in that culture, like will dance, like maybe not with somebody, but the way they dance on their own is still very sexual. But that is the culture of Jamaican dancing. Right. So yeah, for them, the mindset is different. So I think the biggest thing is like knowing who you're with and having respect for who you're with. And not doing things that are going to be like seen as disrespectful or things you wouldn't want done. Like vice versa.
Right.
So yes. Okay. Let's see which one. Oh, my mom said I did hate the player because I know the game. You heard me? Nah, I'd be hating the player because she could get too bold coming up to me about my man. Yeah. Okay. Because no. Dame says, "Wow, that's out of line, Miss Gladys. Where can I sign up?" Dame, yeah.
He said he's single, so it's okay.
Right, he's looking for the coolest. Gigi says, "I agree. Maybe ballroom dancing wouldn't be too big of a deal, but dance hall, no, sir.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
none of the above.
Right. So, okay, I think to kind of wrap up this segment, as far as getting hit on while in a relationship, I think it's important for whoever is the one being hit on to just slide in there that you're in a relationship. Let it be known, okay? You're taken. Don't try nothing. Won't be nothing. My man's waiting outside in the car. And then also, as far as just like with the dancing and everything else, just respect your relationship, know what's acceptable. And this is why having these conversations when you're in a relationship is important, because I've heard stories where, a girl's dancing in the club and her man happens to walk in and see her dancing with somebody and goes crazy, fighting the guy. So you don't ever want to be in those type of situations. So have that conversation, respect your partner, and yeah. And if you're going to the club with your man or your woman, have fun with them. Don't be worried about everybody else, because that's not what you're there for. Do you guys have anything to say?
No.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much for joining us. You guys are the bomb. Keelan, I still love you now.
Yes, and thank you for staying up with us.
We made it.
Yes. Now go get some rest. And we are going to, we're going to let them go, but then we're going to show a quick clip from our gender reveals for those of you who are able to see it live.
You watched it.
No, I did not.
Wow.
I'm stay on.
He was like, okay, one little thing. He was like, when I was watching it, he was like, I'm telling them that you ain't let me watch it because they're my friends too.
Why were you selfish?
I had already started watching it before I came in, so and he was playing the game.
Okay, sorry, Keelan, but we're gonna play it now so you can enjoy it.
Say what?
All right, we're gonna make
on three.
On three?
Okay. On three.
Good night, guys.
1.
The main attraction.
2. 2.5. 2.5. Make somebody pop. Yes. 3. Thank you. You got your little girl.
So that was the gender reveal. We are having a baby girl. Let's see. Poppy said people only ask who they are attracted to for a dance. Oh, that's true. You can kick them from the studio. They're probably struggling trying to get out. Alrighty. So we are up to 40 minutes. You still want to do this last little bit?
Yeah, let's just throw it in there real quick. We're not gonna do too much of it. I mean,
Okay.
Drag it on.
So, okay, we have, our email of the week. This is going to be a quick one, so we don't keep you guys up too late. Okay, and this is about controlling man. Yay or nay? So my fiance is a 27-year-old male, and he might be controlling. Hold on, guys. What are they doing?
Oh.
Hey, are you guys trying to rejoin?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay, kick from studio, kick guest. All right, hold on. Let me send them the actual, just regular link because they might just be trying to watch, and I didn't send them that.
All right, go ahead and read. I got it.
I already did it.
Okay.
Okay, so my fiance is a 27-year-old male and might be controlling. He doesn't want me, 25-year-old female, to go to law school because he thinks I'll just end up being a stay-at-home mom. In the past, we have discussed me being a stay-at-home mom, and I agreed. However, I've been working at a law firm and decided that this is my passion. I want to go to law school, but also haven't written off the idea of being a stay-at-home mom if the opportunity presented itself. I also wouldn't go to law school unless I received a full scholarship or a very large grant. He's taking this as, why spend money on law school if I'm just going to be a stay-at-home mom at the end of the day? In my mind, there are so many things that are up in the air. What if we can't have children? What if we get divorced? What if he dies? How would I get out? I feel like I need this career as an option to protect myself. This is just one example of him not being flexible towards me. For example, I'm converting to his religion. I'm not religious at all, so it's no big deal for me. He wants a huge wedding, and I want a small one. He will not change his mind on this, even after I explain to him my reasoning. 1, I can't afford it. 2, my dad passed away, and it would be sad for me. And 3, I have a difficult family relationships. I currently have debt from getting my bachelor's degree, and I work in a law firm doing administrative work. His plan is to let me work for a few years and then pay everything off. I would never ask my fiance to do so. He has an amazing job, stock, savings, etc., and could pay off the loans without making much of a dent. This is more of a pride, independence thing for me. I'm also pretty pissed that he wants me to write off the rest of my life over the chance that I become a stay-at-home mom. I am seeing his viewpoint, but also it feels super controlling that he doesn't want me to better myself through education. So what do you guys think? And thank you for all the congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Do you guys think that he is being controlling? Yay or nay? And what's your take? You want to go first? You want me to?
I'll go first until we start getting some in this chat.
Okay.
I don't think he's being controlling.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's being realistic in some type, I'm not gonna say reasonable. He's being reasonable. He's being realistic with her.
Mm-hmm.
It may be kind of being a block towards her dreams and these aspirations. Mm-hmm. But I think when it comes, he sounds like he's a pretty financially literate and tries to save and do what he needs to do. So when you talk to someone like that, I just think he's just being realistic and analytic and understanding like why are we doing this.
Okay, that's tripping. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't think it's necessarily him being controlling.
Gotcha. So I don't feel like he's being fully controlling either. I feel like from what she said, they had a discussion on her being a stay-at-home mom prior to her working at the law firm. And then she, felt like it was her passion. So I feel like he might be looking at it from the lens of, are you sure this is what you want? Or are you going to do this and then just decide that you want to stay at home? So why go into, because, law school, like when you go to like those graduate and upper degree programs, they're not cheap. So why spend all this money, just have to pay it off if this is not going to be your lifelong career or dream? So I get it from that standpoint. I think the thing that's lacking here is them making a plan together. Because like she mentions, like, his plan is to let me work a few years to pay towards, because like she said, she has a bachelor's degree and she has loans that she has to pay off. So his plan is to let me work a few years and then he'll pay off the rest. And then it's like, she's like, but now I think this is my passion. And then she's worrying about all of the what ifs. What if I can't have children? What if he passes away? Like, how am I going to be secure? And they're not married currently. They're just engaged. But I feel like once you're married, you become, one. So these are like lifelong plannings that you guys should have together. And it's reasonable to say, like, she also said that being a stay-at-home mom is not off the table for her.
Right.
So if that's the case, it's like, okay, let's write out these scenarios and what it looks like. It seems that he may already be on a secure career path and have his ducks in a row, and she's a little bit younger. They're both young, but she's a little bit younger, and she's figuring out exactly what's the path for her. So there's nothing wrong with her going to law school if that's what she chooses to do and wants to do. There's nothing wrong with her being a stay-at-home mom, but I think they need to plan together, and it's not just this is his plan versus this is my plan. This is our plan as a future married couple.
Right.
And let's see.
Dame says, it feels like just a few shows we were talking about family, and now God is starting your very own.
Amen.
Yes, it is a blessing.
Yes.
Science says, if you feel this deeply about these issues, why are you marrying him? That's
True.
a good question.
That's
a good question. Poppy says, I think he is. Anytime you tell someone not to follow your dream, it's controlling.
Okay. I didn't really hear him say that for her not to do it. I've heard, like, it sounded like he questioned, why would you do it if you're going to end up being a stay-at-home mom?
Right.
But I get what you're saying. If he did flat out say, no, it's not going to happen, that is controlling.
And like she said, she understands his logic.
Right. Go ahead.
Dame says, it sounds like she's about to marry Osama bin Laden. Support that woman and then pick up the pieces if it crumbles. Wow. Really?
Interesting.
Science says, if you're already not on the same page, this is an issue. This would just weigh down their marriage.
I agree with that.
Right, so I agree with that too. Oh, wow. Anna Reese says, I think it's the start of control. All right, so, okay. Man. So, do y'all think that he should be paying for a stay-at-home lawyer?
I mean, if you agree to marry someone, I personally think, yeah. If that's what you guys do, because once you get married, like the way we look at it, your income's my income's your income, your debt's my debt is your debt. So it doesn't matter if things change, because like, let's say the conversation of being a stay-at-home mom never came up, and her passion was law school. She became a lawyer, and she was working in the law field, and then they had a child, and she just fell in love with being a mom and wanted to be home, and they agreed that works for them, but she still had loans. I don't think it would be a problem for him to say, okay, especially she said it won't make a dent in his pockets to pay off the loans.
Like if it just so happened that she
right. Like in that situation, it's like, okay, no harm, no foul.
That's different, yeah.
That's the case. In this stage of it, like, I still think the same thing. Like, doesn't hurt for him to pay it off if you still choose to get married, knowing this is a possibility. But that's why I say it's about making a plan together, writing down what are the options for both plans, and knowing that, okay, like, as long as it's not a surprise, like it's something that she's keeping to herself, a secret, like, oh, okay, I'm going to work as a lawyer for a little bit, but then I'm just going to quit, become a stay-at-home mom once I can have children, and it's a surprise to him because it's not what they discussed, then that might be a little bit more slighted, because it's like, okay, well, I planned on these 2 incomes, and this is how we planned our life financially based off of this versus what her new plan was. So I think for me, the biggest thing is just having that communication. I don't think he's wrong to say his concerns. You know, I don't think that's controlling. Okay. Then we do have to talk about the religion and the wedding situation. Because those were things where she said she does feel like he's not flexible.
Right.
So with the religion, she said it's not a big deal because she's not religious. And so she's just going to go to his religion. I think that's kind of a red flag on both ends, because it's like you're just doing something that you don't even believe in. And you're just going to claim you're this religion. You have this religious belief, but you don't. Just for the sake of saying you guys have the same religion. So I think that's kind of a red flag on both ends. And then as far as the wedding, I do think that that's insensitive of him not to take into her concerns, because I feel like she does have some logical concerns. Her father's not with her anymore. That's hard to deal with. She has family issues, so she probably won't have a lot of people she's inviting to the wedding. And she wants a small wedding. So it's like you have to compromise. And these are showing issues that, like Antanya said, like these issues you having now are only going to follow you into the marriage, weigh your marriage down. So I think they really need some premarital counseling and they need to get on the same page.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess I think the bad part is it sounds like they're viewing their money as individuals in this situation, and she know her money is hers, but when it all falls down to it, he's going to pay the remaining of her debt that she already have, whatever she end up having to there when it all comes down to her being a stay-at-home mom. Because at the end of the day, I think that's what a whole aspect of the whole control part, because it's still his money. Well, not his money, but I don't know.
Well, for me, I just feel like, okay, I get it, and as a person who loves to save and who wants to build, it's like you don't want to just feel like you're wasting money. And like I said, like I'm in medical school. Well, I went to medical school, and that is not a small price ticket. So that's a loan that we but we didn't. Will be paying back. But like and even for me, I'm focused on paying it back. Like both loans, and we strategize and we talk about the plan.
Right.
But if, like, let's say, okay, I just become a stay-at-home mom, was it a waste of money?
No, it wasn't a waste of money, but the difference is, like, we didn't walk into it with the risk of saying, hey, man, if the opportunity presents, I'm gonna just be a stay-at-home mom. Like, it didn't, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's still, I feel like it's better to know.
Better to know what?
Like, in advance, if that's going to be the case.
Right. But I understand what you're saying, but that puts the whole point of getting that loan paid off more risk. It adds more risk to that.
Yeah, but then she also said she would only go to law school if she had a big grant or scholarship. So
it lowers the amount that he have to pay off later.
Yeah. Or you don't know. Stay-at-home moms still be making some moolah.
I'm not saying they don't. They do. I believe that usually some people have kids and they end up, their mind just goes somewhere and they just
make moolah.
Yeah.
Dame says they need to strategize together.
They do.
He said, Mr. Raul, I agree. I know stay-at-home moms with master's degrees. Yep. Antani says, but she is also being realistic. Things happen, and at least she is trying to make sure she has a means to take care of herself.
True.
And that's very true, too. And then Dame says, some people have to obtain their individual dreams before they start making dreams together. Maybe she wants to challenge herself before she devotes her life to her husband, home, and family. And that's true too. And maybe they should hold off on getting married while she does that.
Trying to have kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anna Reese says, I think if you agree to have a kid, unfortunately only one of us can have the child, and we have to pause our entire lives to have one. So if the woman wanted to just secure herself and her growth, then your spouse should support that decision. Agree. Word. Stay-at-home moms figure it out, and kids benefit from that. Yes, indeed. Poppy says, she needs a backup. I agree. What if they split up? What if she's going to do? What is she going to do? I see it all the time. The husband leaves the woman and she needs to find a job. That's true too. And then let's see. Dame says they may need to part ways actually. And these are, I think everybody makes very valid points, including you and myself. I think everybody makes a good valid point because there's so many different angles to look at it from. And especially because these are thoughts that are already going through her head, I do feel like that maybe they need to take a pause and slow down and like hold off on getting married until she decides, like, is this what she wants to do? And even before we got married, I had my degree, So it's like I got that out the way. I'm working as a physician. So I've been able to do certain things. Now, if I want to be a stay-at-home mom, I know how I can still do that as well as.
Yeah, but we covered that.
Like, right. Yeah.
It's under that's yeah.
But for her, I'm saying. But for her, what I'm saying is like how they mentioned if she secures her dream before they get married, then it's like, okay, she can do that, she can work, but she just has to, it would be, either way, it's going to be a sacrifice. And you have to decide what's most important for you.
Yeah, I agree the most that is strategizing. Because you had your degree before we got married. I got it kind of like right after. But we strategized a lot of stuff. And like, even for us to be having a child right now, the whole thing was, for me, I said, okay, well, we know she wanted to start. We knew that was going to happen by the time we started strategizing. And it was just kind of like, all right, well, boom, I need to make sure that I do X, you know what I'm saying? So that I secure X, when that happens. And that was the strategy. And now, it all worked out to now.
Right. But we're on the same page.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing is like they're, obviously not on the same page and they need to figure out can we get on the same page? Can we compromise? Can we see eye to eye? And
can we wait it out a little bit?
Right. Can we wait it out? Can we hold off on having children? Can we hold off on the marriage so that we can figure it out? Because even at 27 and 25, like you're still young. You're still, finding out who you are, finding out what you enjoy. So there's no rush in it, honestly.
Right.
And if you're meant to be together, you will be.
And which is true. That's true. And I don't believe that it should hold up the marriage, but it should hold up the child. Because the child is what takes all of that away.
The time, and money as well.
Yeah, you can be married and grow with each other.
You definitely can. I mean, I think you can do it all and grow with each other.
You can. But that time needed,
Yeah, that's true.
Time needed and the money thing, a child kind of puts a different barrier there,
Yes.
So,
yes, indeed.
You can be married and grow together. Just wait on the child for a little bit and go ahead and do what you want to do, what you got to do, secure what you need to secure. And then, have a child. Everything should be golden.
Yeah, and definitely I think they should also get like premarital counseling or something so that communication is better, that they're on the same page, they are respecting each other and feeling heard. Because I also, like as the woman, like from her standpoint, she could feel resentful if she does end up just giving up that dream of going to law school, and then God forbid she can't have children or they don't end up together or things, whatever happens, it's like then she may always have resentment towards him. So it's like being in a relationship, especially being in a marriage, it's like you do sacrifice certain things, but you shouldn't have to sacrifice everything. And like everyone's saying, as your man and your husband, he should support you, and vice versa. As the woman and the wife, you should support him.
Yeah,
so
and his support actually just sounds like respecting the money the way he respects the money. Like, I think that's what he wants, because that's what it sounds like his mindset is wrapped up on.
Well, but money's not everything either. So
right.
in a marriage, he also has to come down to, like, that's part of it, yes, and that's a huge part to keep them sustained and whatever vision he has for his life. And there's nothing wrong with that, wanting to be financially secure and flourish. Nothing wrong with it. But that's not all that a marriage is, and that's not going to keep your marriage together. So he also has to look at it from her side as well. And like you said, she has to look at it from his side. And just even if they make an agreement and say, okay, well, you know, you don't have to pay off my loans. I'm going to make sure, like she said, I'm going to make sure I get the scholarship or whatever so that it's secure and neither one of us have to pay it off.
Right? Yeah, I mean, shoot. Yeah, if she does that, then that'll be lovely.
And Ari said, yes. That was while you were saying the thing about like children and how big of a responsibility financially and time-wise they are. Mm-hmm. And yes, please, guys, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the page if you are new. But yeah. So I think I don't fully see him as being controlling. I do think he is insensitive, possibly, to some of her feelings and some of the things that she's expressing to him. But it definitely could possibly go down that road depending on how the conversation with him and her go. But I think a conversation needs to be had. I think they possibly need counseling or just a middle person to kind of help them see eye to eye. Okay, she said, Anna says, that extended yes was about the marriage. Enjoy that before kids for sure. Yes. But yeah, I do think so they can get on the same page.
Right.
And it should be more of a we thing than a I or you thing. Poppy says, I hear, I work, you cook and clean. Interesting. I guess if that's what your notion of a stay-at-home mom is, I think that's part of a stay-at-home mom's responsibilities, but not the full responsibility.
Well,
like cooking, cleaning, raising children, just staying at home. But I think the biggest thing is they discussed like this prior to her saying she wanted to go to law school. So in their mind, this is a decision they made together. And then she kind of changed when you had an experience and you found out this is a passion of yours. So then and people change over time, people grow over time, and hopefully you grow together with your significant other, but sometimes people don't. And so maybe this is a case where they're just growing apart. It happens, and it's just kind of like making sure you know what you're getting yourself into before you commit to marriage.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think she went too far. It sounds like it's a lot of stuff she already knew.
Oh, like what red flags with him?
Mm-hmm. Like the religion thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, y'all had to talk about that before he proposed to you.
Yeah, a lot of things. So, maybe it was just things that she just kept accepting, and there were a lot of red flags. So maybe you guys are picking up on it. Maybe you guys are picking up that maybe he has been controlling, and she's just been ignoring it. So, yeah. Well, girl.
Yeah, hopefully she's not accepting stuff just because of money.
That too, because some people do stick around and stay with their significant other just because of the lifestyle.
Right.
And let's hope that's not it as well. So, yeah. Have a good conversation. Make sure you guys are on the same page. And you might have to take a pause on the relationship or just figure out if this is really what you want. It's deeper than just a stay-at-home mom versus law school. It seems like there's other things that, he's being insensitive and not really having respect for how you feel about those things. So definitely reflect, take a pause, and, you have to do what's best for you.
Right.
All right, guys.
So we're going to wrap it up for tonight.
Yes.
That was always, a great conversation.
Yes, yes. And thank you again to our wonderful guests, Satara and Keelan. You guys are so amazing. We will be back next week.
Of course. And starting next week, what we're going to do is have you guys, you guys will have the ability to text a number if you guys will want to actually hop on and share your opinion.
Live and in person.
Rather than in the chat.
Well, live and virtual.
yeah. So that'll be good to start seeing some of you guys right here on camera with us.
Yes. And soon we're also going to have a few professional guests, I should say, that'll talk about some really interesting things. As Saquon and I are heading into this new journey of parenthood, there's certain topics that we want to cover that we think will be beneficial not only to us, but to others who are listening. Yes. So if you guys have any topics that you'd like us to cover, please make sure you write it in the comment, text one of us, or email us at thepowertrippodcast@gmail.com.
Yes, if you haven't, make sure you find us on Facebook, like us, like our page. If you haven't already liked this video, make sure you like this video. Follow us on Instagram at the Powertrip Podcast.
Yep.
Am I leaving anything out? If you haven't subscribed to this page on YouTube, make sure you subscribe.
Yes. I think you got it all, hun.
All right.
Alrighty, guys. Antania says, night, guys. Good night. And Anne-Marie says, this was fun. Thanks, guys. Have a good night, and congrats on the baby girl.
Good night, and thank
you. And I know Munir's there, so good night. Munir? All right, guys. Until next time.
Good night, people. Deuces.